you might have questions about how we're coping in this country with the pandemic. But one thing is for certain, that we do have it easier than lots of other countries, even down to the fact that advice to keep washing your hands, it's doable here. It's straightforward. We've all got running water and hopefully access to soap. It's not that way all over the world, as you probably know. And a Chippenham-based charity is working really hard, harder than ever, to make sure that some remote communities in Kenya have water and they have soap in the fight against coronavirus. Nigel Linacre is from WellBoring and with me now. Hi, Nigel.
Hi, Marie.
Nice to have you with us. So tell me a bit about how the charity was set up in the first place.
Okay, so I was with some colleagues at some schools in Kenya, and we noticed they didn't have water. They didn't have safe water, and where they did, in a shallow well, it was likely to collapse. And we decided to do something about that, to put some money into a pot, ask our friends to, and then form the charity, which, as you say, is called WellBoring. And that was the first well project in 2011.
And since then, you've got safe water into over 100 schools?
Absolutely, we have. We went super slow to start with, Marie, while we really figured out how to do this, how to do it well, how to do it safely, how to optimize costs and everything. And now 123, and actually we've doubled in the past year from 61 wells to this number. So we're really accelerating.
Okay, and what's the situation like now with coronavirus?
So coronavirus has started in Kenya, and it is a problem, and in consequence, the schools are locked down. They're closed, but drilling remains a permitted activity, so we're continuing to get water to more schools. The government is emphasizing, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands, but for many people, it's washing their hands in rivers and seasonal streams, which is really not satisfactory.
Now, do you know, I've grown up with those endless TV appeals for the need for clean water in communities like this, and it still falls to charities like yours to step in. Why is that?
That's a great question. There is some government funding for these things, although they tend not to come to smaller charities, but we hope that will change. Some progress has been made. In the past 30 years, the proportion of people without safe water has halved, but it's still many hundreds of millions of people. So we need to do more and better. And at WellBoring, by the way, we have a fantastic process whereby we work with the communities who take on responsibility for funding the ongoing maintenance. One of the problems with the wells that are drilled is if you don't look after them, like a car or anything, they stop working. So we not only have 123 school wells operational, but we're also now taking on responsibility for repairing other wells and then keeping them maintained. So we are making progress, Marie. It can be done.
Yeah. Is it a bit of a worry or a concern to you that there's quite a lot of struggling going on here right now, and that people might not feel as generous with their money or with helping charitable causes at the moment?
No, I think that's absolutely right. And of course, when the chips are down, we have to make sure that we're okay, because otherwise we can't do anything for ourselves or others. So I get that. But we find that people continue to be generous when you really think that you can get safe water to a person for decades for £5. £5, because each well costs £5,000 all in. We all give our time in Wiltshire and other volunteers around, so the all-in costs are just 5,000. It's a Kenyan shilling amount, so exchange rates move around a bit, and that reaches water for 1,000 people. So £5 gets safe water to a person, and a few pence will cover our distribution costs of soap to a family. So where people just give what they can. Marie, I don't want people to give out of any feeling of guilt at all. I want people to give because together we can make the world a better place.
What motivates you to keep doing this?
Well, my first motivation was simply to help schools. I didn't really know about the water problem. So a guy called Jefferson and myself, we supported a school where we were visiting. And many people do that. I thought I would help schools by being, I don't know, an inspirational teacher, communicator. But actually, water's the big problem. So I kind of found myself sucked into it, and now I know it is the big game changer, where you haven't got safe water, and it's mainly children who get ill and die. I mean, a couple of million people a year die from waterborne diseases. More than will die from COVID this year, thanks in part to the lockdowns. So it's a huge problem, and it's just a simple solution to find water, drill a hole, of course, engage with the community. There you are, you've got a well. It's the easiest way to make a big difference in the world.
Well, thank you very much for your time today and for your passion as well. It's really nice to have you with us. Nigel Linacre there. And people can find you really, really simple, just wellboring.org. It's all there.
Wellboring.org, it's a really easy way. And Marie, can I just say that we've distributed soap to many places, and we've now got a promise of a huge amount of soap coming our way in August. And we just need help to pay for the petrol and other things to get to the schools. So thank you for your interest, and thanks to everybody who would like to support.
Well, thank you for your time today. So you can find out more, wellboring.org, if you want to get involved.